Hey folks, back in the game here. In this video, we are going to go through the limited information that's available for the 2025 Topps Chrome release. It is, let me just start off by saying it is absolutely readily apparent that the lack of the Beckett, the guy that used to do the Beckett checklist and previews, is a big, not having that is a big detriment to the hobby. There is little to no information out on this. In fact, today is the 23rd, and it is the pre-order release day. And they literally put up the checklist, this morning, and then opened it up for orders at noon, which is crazy. I have to say, after seeing the prices, I'm not super thrilled with, maybe the value prop here. The regular hobby boxes have gone up in price. Jumbos have gone up in price, and it just seems like a lot to me. And I'm not sure this class is, going to be one that stands the test of time as far as rookies go. That being said, I did pre-order one box, one hobby box. I did not order a jumbo, although I had planned on it. At $3.99, that's just a little bit more than I would like to spend for, what usually amounts to not great autographs out of these. It's the home of the rookie autograph, is what they say. But the truth is, a lot of the rookies, the year that I started collecting in 2023, the year I opened a ton of Chrome that year. And I can tell you that I still have most of those autographs sitting here because they're guys that never even played more than a day or two in the league, right? So they're essentially worthless. That's the risk you take. I'm just saying there isn't a ton of compelling things. That being said, I'm going to go through what information they've shown us, which again isn't a ton, and just a little bit what we can expect. I am not going to go into too in depth for reasons that I'll tell you in a minute. I'll go through what I can here. So the release date is, I think, July 23rd or 25th. They said. There it is. Nope, it is not. It doesn't say here. Maybe it says on the individual pages. So it's a 300 card set, which is, I think, the same as last year. No, I think it's bigger than last. Nope. Last year's was 300. It's bigger than the year before, I think. I'll have to do some double checking on that, but I think it's the same as last year. So we're gonna get one Chroma autograph in every hobby box, 3 in every jumbo, 10 X Fractors in every mega, and 4 Sepias in every value. That is pretty standard for the last few years for Topps Chrome, so there's no surprises there. So let's take a look at the individual boxes. Their prices, and what we can expect. So the first, this is what I ordered. This is a hobby box. It comes with 20 packs, 4 cards per pack, for a total of 80 whole cards in a hobby box, which is rough, right? That's at $199. That's a lot. When I started 2 years ago, it was $149 for the pre-order price, and it was $189 last year, which was a pretty big jump. So it's consistently going up. I'm not sure you're getting more value every time it's going up. So there's got to be at some point where there's an equilibrium there, right? There's got to be a point where it's too much money for what you get, and Topps is going to have to reevaluate, I think. But anyway, my opinion. So they gave absolutely no pictures of the base cards, which is one thing that I really enjoyed about the Beckett site. You got to see some of the base cards. You got to see some autographs. They usually had a really good preview. So let's just see what they show here. So there's this World Series card. I can't quite figure out which this is, looking at the checklist, but it's a nice looking card. Fanatical. A guy in one of my Discords said that this looks like Stadium Club, but a little bit blurry, which is kind of accurate if you look at it, especially this part. So anyway, There's a new one, Power Players, that was in the Series 2 release, but this will be the Chrome version. Then we have another Fanatical. And then we've got a Skeens here. I'm guessing this is a colored version, but I don't know. Some sort of numbered version, but I'm not 100% sure. And then we've got another Fanatical. So they show us 3 Fanaticals. This Judge thing, the Power Player, and the Future Stars. And that's it. That's all we know. That's all we've seen so far from Topps Chrome. So as I said before, 4 cards per pack, 20 packs per box. 1 Chrome autograph. And it's available in stores in July 2025. I thought it had showed a date here, but it didn't. So that's what we see in a hobby box. I'm not going to go through the cases. You can multiply on your own. I think hobby boxes come in 12 in a case, and jumbo boxes come in 8 in a case, something like that. So here's a jumbo. Jumbos are $399.99. I do not know how much they were last year, and that's because I didn't buy any last year. So I don't know. I can tell you that I think on the aftermarket right now, the ones from last year are $550. So, oh, there it is. There's the date. July 23rd, 2025. I was right. Okay. So we're going to get 11 cards per pack, 12 packs per box. We're going to get 3 Chrome autographs, and that's the guarantees in here. So 11 times 12 is what? 132-ish? So you get, for double the price, you get not quite double the cards. So, but you do get 2 more guaranteed autographs. All right. Next, we have the Mega Box. It's interesting. They're calling this a Mega Box. They've always called this Monster Box since I've come back to the hobby. We're going to find 10 exclusive X-Fractors inside. So the regular Chrome release last year, I bought a little bit of the Monster Boxes, but I didn't buy a ton. However, I bought a ton of the Topps Update ones, just mostly because I was looking for, the Skeens debut patch, which I didn't get, obviously. We're going to get 6 cards per pack, 7 packs per box. And this is, it says it's coming out on July 23rd, too. Usually they come out slightly later. So that's good. But they are $64.99. That's not good. I think Mega Boxes should definitely not be more than $59, and I really don't think they should be more than $49. But they don't listen to me. So, and then Value Box. This is a blaster. It is $39.99 from the Topps website on the pre-order. That is rough. That is a rough price, in my opinion. So we've got 4 cards per pack, 7 packs per box. That is standard, 28 cards in a Topps Chrome box. 28 cards in a Topps Chrome box. That's standard nowadays. All right. So now let me get into a couple things here. So back up here, if we go and look at odds, look at this. So they have somehow screwed up the odds sheet. So it is basically impossible to read. I guess you could go through and cut and paste all that into a spreadsheet. I'm not going to, but somebody probably will, or they will probably fix it. In general, they put this out as a big spreadsheet, so it's really odd they're doing this. This is something they do, a couple times a month on releases. So I'm not sure how they could have screwed up something this basic. But anyway, it lists all the odds, but I'm not going to go through those because there is really absolutely no way I'm going to spend all the time to figure that out. Hopefully they'll change it, and if there's something interesting in there, I'll make another video. So the big things we probably want to go through are the checklist. So I didn't check all the rookies. I checked Wood. I checked Wilson. I'm sure Cruz is on there. I didn't check any of the brand new guys. I assume they're all going to be an update. But anyway, there's going to be lots of rookies. Obviously, it's a pretty rookie heavy set usually. So let's get into the other things here, the inserts, things like that. So there's some base image cards variations, which are always nice. Looks like we have, I don't know, 30 or so maybe. I'm not going to count them, but Lots of them are rookies, the big names. So that's all good. I like image variations. We have the award winners base variation. So that'll be Ohtani and Judge. It's also got Luis Heel, Chris Sale, Skubal, and Skeens for the rookies and the Cy Youngs. So that's awesome. I don't think I've ever seen one of those cards. I think they've had them for a couple of years, but I don't think I've seen any. Okay, so radiating rookies. That's something they've had for a couple of years now. It's it's said to be a bit rare, but I don't think there's value there. I don't think the hobby values those. So they're interesting, but they're not valuable. Or very valuable. It says super short prints here. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if it's a short print of, can't be of radiating rookies. There's some non-rookies on here. I don't know what this is short prints of. Maybe just regular base. At any rate, there looks like it's about 10 of those. A little more than half rookies, and plus Acuna, Trout, Judge, and Ohtani, the big guys you'd expect. So I'm sure those are cool. They did have some of those last year. They had some actually unannounced super short print image variations. So I'm not sure if they're going to have that or not, because I did pull one for Langford, I think, last year. So we'll have some 90 Topps baseball inserts. We'll have future stars as always, chrome etch as always, Fortune 15. Not sure what that is. Power players. That's the one we saw earlier. Youthquake. This is another one that's, sort of supposed to be a rarer insert, but is not something that the hobby favors. So I don't know if they're, it seems like they're rarer than the price. They're more rare than the price would indicate by just looking at the price when on the aftermarket. So the hobby doesn't value those, but they are rare. So I guess take with that what you will. Ultraviolet All-Stars, those are always pretty cool and really hard to hit. Shadow Etch, I don't know what that is, but that sounds cool. Hobby Masters is a new one that might be like that Series 1 or Series 2. Which one was it? The one where they had the players in a hobby shop, like had Ohtani's name, hobby, and Ellie's name, and just different names for hobby shops that they put on. World Series at night. Those sound interesting. Lightning leaders. I always like anything that's got lightning related. So if this has lightning bolts or something awesome on it, I'll be very interested there. Topps Chrome Expose. I think those are not new. This is the second year they've done Chrome home field advantage. I did not get one last year, so I'd really like one this year. That'd be pretty cool. I'm a big fan of home field advantage. They are, they're as cool as downtowns to me, but they are absolutely not as loved by the hobby, and therefore don't have the juice behind them, the price behind them for that. Let's Go. That's a rare insert from last year. Helix is the same. Chrome MVP buybacks. I still haven't pulled an MVP buyback, but I'd love to. I end up giving them a lot of buybacks at the end of the year. The last 2 years, I'd like to get one back sometime. That'd be pretty cool. Fanatical. That's the one we looked at. That looks a little bit like Stadium Club. Looks like there's 25 cards there. Numbers live forever. There's 3 of those: Bonds, Jose Cruz, and Jim Thome. So I have no idea what that's about. Cooperstown Calls. We have 5 of them: Ichiro, CC, Billy Wagner, Dave Parker, and Dick Allen. Topps Chrome Champion Refractors. So all sorts of the whole Dodgers team from last year, looks like. Chrome All Etch Rookie Rush. So that's just the All Etch, but all rookies. Fanatics Authentics Redemption cards. Now, this is interesting. So this is something they've had on the Fanatics exclusive blasters for the base flagship sets for the last couple of years, but there wasn't ever anything in Chrome for this. So this lets me know that there may be a Fanatics exclusive Chrome blasters. So if that's the case, I will definitely check those out. And then it goes through the list of the autographs. As I said, there is going to be a big percentage of these that are guys that are never going to play or play a couple games in the major leagues, and that's it. So be prepared if you're going out to buy those. There's also some legends, tons of them. Bo Jackson, I'm guessing Frank Thomas is on here. Hopefully, no Frank Thomas. Boo. Oh well, he signs a lot. I'm all right. I have lots of Frank Thomas autographs. World Series champion autographs. Bunch of those. Topps baseball autographs. Radiating rookies autographs. Ultraviolet. All of the big stuff has autographs as well. Here's something called chromographs. I don't know what that is, but that sounds cool. Like it's colorful autographs. I might be interested in that for sure. Dual autographs. That's great. So, oh yes, look at this. There is a dual autograph of Acuna and his little brother. So that would be sweet. Yeah, there's good stuff on there. Volpe and Dominguez, Henderson and Rushman, Griffey and Ichiro, Josh and Jace Young, Big Poppy and Pedro, David Wright and Darryl Strawberry, Trout and Nolan Ryan, interesting. Winfield and Ozzie Smith from when they were on the Padres, and then Judge and Jeter. That's going to be a cool. I'm guessing those are going to be ultra rare, but they're very cool. And then there's MVP buybacks autographs. Cooperstown Calls autograph variation. So there's a Wagner and a CC and an Ichiro. And then Numbers Live Forever, Logo Man, and Gold Logo Man autograph relics. Interesting. So we have Judge, Sale, Skeens, Ohtani, and Skubal. Everybody but Heel for the award winners last year. So that's it, guys. That's the information I have now. As of right this minute of the recording, the jumbos and the hobbies are still up for sale for pre-order on the Topps website. Again, if you haven't watched any of my other preview videos, this is the cheapest, unless there's some sort of problem with the distribution, or this set turns out to be just the worst ever after a couple of years. This is the cheapest you will get these. On launch day, they will be in the probably 220s to 230s for the hobby box, and much more than that for the jumbo. So if you are going to buy it now. Buy it pre-order. If you're on the fence, wait. No problem waiting. If you're not planning on buying it, ignore it. But if you're buying it, and especially if you're buying, more than a couple, it's definitely a smarter idea to pre-order this off the Topps website. Disclaimer: I have absolutely no affiliation with Topps as of now. Sometime in the future, if they decide that I should have an affiliation with them, I would certainly consider it. But I have no affiliation now, and have no reason to drive you to the site. I'm just telling you personal experience. At any rate, I wanted to get just this quick video done, get it out so you guys can see it today. And thanks for watching. If you like the content, give me a like. Hit me with a subscribe. I appreciate it. If you have any comments, leave them below. And I will talk to you soon. Thanks.